Hey guys, it is Soncerae here. I appreciate you listening to me on Spreaker as well as watching me on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Tap the notification bell so you could be a part of the notification squad. Of course, so much has been happening inside of my life. And I remember being inside of an extended stay hotel, someplace I'd never been ever in life. And I remember thinking, how did my life get this way? And the only time I was thinking like this is when I sat there alone. Because previous to that, I had the person I love who introduced me to what extended stay was. He was there. So my perspective about life was, as long as we love each other and as long as we're together, I have the support I need to survive, and he has the support he needs to survive. We used to sleep in the back of his Ford Explorer because that's the way that life shifted for us. It was almost like we had to wing it because there was no way we could control what was happening at the moment. I knew it was something temporary. And I knew that as long as we stayed together and made up in our minds that our relationship or our situation would positively head somewhere, that he and I would be fine. And I would never give up on the notion that something positive was going to come out of this shit. Because life has shown me that the pain that you feel or the experiences that you go through that may be negative and that you don't understand, it's up to you at the end of the day to have this mindset where you have tunnel vision, to where all you see at the end of that tunnel is something beautiful, something magical. Because the second you start not being mentally strong, the second you begin to panic about what's happening to you at that moment, shit gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And so as I'm sleeping inside of a Ford Explorer, in the back of a Ford Explorer with the man that I love, all I keep thinking about is how to get out of the Explorer, where to take a shower, because you can't shower in there, where to eat. That's all I keep thinking about. Where can I use free Wi-Fi to get onto my laptop to do graphic design work so I can make some money so I can have my half for a hotel room, because I know he's going to have his half. That's all I kept thinking about. And I knew this is a temporary thing for me. And regardless, because he was there with me, I was always going to think positively. So as I'm sitting there and I'm going through my pregnancy, I find out I'm pregnant. And I see this strange and unusual shift in my partner once he finds out that I'm pregnant. And he becomes this person who no longer wants to share his life with me. And I'm seeing who he's becoming after all of the things that we've been through, out of all of the things that I believed would be temporary. So I held on, and I'm starting to see a shift and improvement in my own behavior and my own health. And I'm seeing me become better because a beautiful thing is coming out of my pain. It's coming out of my struggle. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, me and this man have slept together in a Ford Explorer. Me and this man have hopped from hotel room to hotel room. And this entire time we have still managed to love each other, hold on to each other. We are going to be fine. And then I realize we have two different perspectives of the world. See, I'm aware that the world is a mind thing. And once you start slipping away mentally, you stop forgetting you have full potential. So he's forgetting life is a choice. A good life is a choice. So all you have to do is make up in your mind that this situation is going to work out for the best. It's a choice. But the second you start saying to yourself, this isn't going to work out, it is not. Because either way, you are right. That's how the world works. That fucking tunnel vision and determination I got will get me out of anything. So I'm seeing us in extended stay hotels, and I'm seeing myself starting to work more, starting to make more money. But I'm also looking at my partner and him giving up on himself, giving up on improving himself. Everything negative is coming out of his mouth. And I'm realizing he's losing control mentally. And I'm sitting there like, no. He's losing control mentally. And I've always been an independent thinker, so my mind is extremely strong. I'm one of those people, I get myself out of shit, regardless to how bad it is. But I realized his track record wasn't that. Because he had always given up on himself. There wasn't anything in his life that he had accomplished. So he didn't learn the lesson of all you have to do is think positive, think that you will make it through something, and you will. If you have that tunnel vision, and I mean like literally focused and determined to get your ass out of some shit. And not letting the distractions of others pull you away. If he had that, he would have graduated from high school. We probably wouldn't even be in the Ford Explorer to begin with. I probably wouldn't be sitting there waiting for him to finalize a divorce. it starts coming to my mind now as I look back and understand or try to understand what type of fucking situation was I in and how did I get there? And I remember being the one inside of the relationship, always thinking so positive and optimistic. And everything I said I was going to do in regards to getting myself out of that situation, I have actually done. But the one thing that I didn't get to experience is actually taking his ass with me. Because at the end of the day, when someone else's perspective is different from yours about life, they will continue to stay stagnant regardless to where they physically are. See, I literally improved where I physically am. I literally improved where I am emotionally. I literally improved where I am mentally. And he has done none of that. Because in his mind, there was no such thing as improving himself or the situation. So he quit. Like he's quit everything else. And it's very, very difficult when you don't have a mind strong enough to take the pain and the struggle and the things that you have been through that have hurt you and turn that shit into something amazing. A lot of people don't understand the power in you taking something painful that you've experienced and turning that shit into some monetizational shit or a lesson to teach someone else. So when I get onto my YouTube channel and start teaching my lessons about my life experiences, it's because I know that there has to be somebody else on this planet going through identical pain. There's women out there who was sick as I was, right? Ill as I was, weak as I was during my first trimester of pregnancy. It's women out there who are going through that right now. And it's women out there who went through that alone because their partner left them. And now they come to my channel and see what I have survived and realize that they also have the power to have that same perspective to where they can use their pain and turn that shit into something amazing. Think about labor. Labor for some women is one of the most painful things. But when they lay eyes on that life that they have created, that pain has turned into something beautiful. And sometimes with life, the life that you are living, your heart will be broken. You will be abandoned. You will be betrayed. You will be so fucking annoyed and frustrated by the person that you loved and supported. You find out they didn't love and support you. And you can't figure out what the fuck And then instead of them having a level of remorse for what they have done for you, to you, they're digging their evil ass nails deeper and deeper into you to try to hurt you some more and rip your shit apart because of the pain that they feel and their perspective of their life. And that's when your mind gotta be like super strong. Because if you don't still think independently, optimistically, and positively, this person will dig their evil ass nails in your back and pull you back to that painful place that they are still sitting stagnant in. Because they didn't have the mind strong enough to take some painful struggle they experienced and to turn it into something beautiful. They didn't have the mental strength to do that. And when I look at the people I left behind, the rejects I left behind, who are still stagnant mentally, I almost feel a little bit of sympathy for them. Because they have yet to figure out what life is about. They have yet to figure out that this shit is all in your mind. Because if you tell yourself some shit is not going to work out, it's not. If you tell yourself you're going to be fine, regardless, you will be. But you have to be able to control your mind enough so the behaviors that you display while you're going through whatever painful thing that you're going through isn't making your life worse. I had tunnel fucking vision. I was like, I'm not about to be sleeping in no motherfucking Ford Explorer again. Like once I had made up in my mind that my ass was not sleeping in that Ford Explorer anymore. And I start taking control over the situation and stop allowing my partner to control the situation. I started realizing all this time, even though I was thinking positively, I was allowing someone else to control whether or not I survive, how I want to live. See, sometimes women, we can let men lead us and they'll lead us in the wrong direction because their perspectives of life is fucked up. The second I said, I'm not sleeping in it Ford Explorer anymore, I'm taking my ass to an extended stay hotel until I find a place to live, and I stop worrying about that nigga, I start improving. Because before that, I kept saying, I want to give him control. We're going to put his name on all of the rooms that we go on. I'm going to let him decide what he wants. Whatever he wants to eat, we're going to eat. Wherever he wants to go, we're going to go. Wherever he wants to park the car and sleep tonight is where we'll sleep. This is what I kept doing. And as a person who has a mind that is larger or more powerful than the average person, I was harming myself, allowing someone else's perspective of life steer me in the direction of where I needed to go with my own. And when I picked up on that shit and started controlling myself and my actions and my thought process, I improved. Meanwhile, My partner's perspective of life is still controlling him to where he is still stagnant, still stuck on immature, petty, ugly things. And the people who are watching me see me improve, see me get better, see me pull through. Meanwhile, they see my partner, my ex-partner, miserable, low energy, hanging around low energy garbage, entertaining low energy garbage on YouTube. I always tell people all of the time, be careful what you consume on a day-to-day basis because the shit could possibly be poison. If it's not positive for you, if it's not helping you improve, if it's not helping you turn your pain into something positive or productive, there is no reason for you to be watching it, consuming it, eating it, none of it. Because all it's going to do is keep you stagnant and keep your perspective in a negative place. If you want to grow as an individual and have a life filled with so much joy and so much stuff that you can remember, so many things and lessons that you could teach someone else once you get older, you must first elevate your mind to a level where a lot of the shit that you consume on a day-to-day basis will be beneath you. It will be things on YouTube you will ignore. You won't even want to even pay attention to the dramatic channels and the gossip channels and the roasting channels and people talking about people and calling them names and making fun of them. And, intellectually, that shit will bore the fuck out of you. Because your mind is on a whole nother level. You are educated. You are intelligent. Your mind is focused. You have vision. Why do you think I say have vision and stay focused at the end of all of my videos? Because your mind is what controls what happens inside of your life. The one thing I had to learn about other people is that your perspective of life, you can't control them. You can evoke some positive behavior out of them. You can encourage some positive behavior out of them. But at the end of the day, they still control themselves. So you could be positive. You could be optimistic. You could have yourself under control mentally. But if the person that you are involved with is out of control mentally, they have lost sight of reality, you got to let them learn on their own. And just back up and let them fall and hit the fucking ground. Because for most people, it take them actually going through great loss before they realize the mistakes that they made or the things that they were taken advantage of, the things that they didn't appreciate or take for granted. They got to go through great loss, or they got to experience some type of tragic trauma in order for them to get their mind back in control. I used to tell my partner, control your mind. Control your mind. Control yourself. You're losing control. You're letting your emotions or whims about other things interfere with what you really need to be thinking about and doing as a man. And it's easy for these distractions of the world to take you off focus and have you spiraling down out of control. that can easily happen. The kind of person I will never be is the kind of person that can't control my mind long enough to keep it on something positive, because being negative is easy. That shit does not take skill. Exercising your mind requires you to be positive through everything. Exercising your mind requires you to have this optimistic perspective about everything. And I'm telling you, that exercise, that mental workout is worth it. Because once you are telling your mind something positive is going to come out of this, the outcome of this is going to be positive, trust me, it will. It's hard to think that when you're looking around you and all you seeing is you live in a fucking Ford Explorer. You're in the back of a Ford Explorer, sleeping, changing your clothes, going into the Walmart to wash up and pee. Or you're staying in an extended stay hotel alone because your partner done left you and you sick. You can't drink the water there. There's roaches in there. People you don't know, strangers. All types of shit that you're not used to. It's hard for you to be positive in that kind of situation. But just like when you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to graduate from college, or you're in chemotherapy trying to fight cancer, it takes a hell of amount of strength to survive that and to say, you know what? I have tunnel vision. I'm determined to fight my ass out of this, and it's going to be all right. And trust me, once you start exercising that mind, because your mind is a muscle, and once you start exercising that mind and telling your mind that something positive is going to happen out of your situation, it does. You just got to make up your mind. And that's all I did. And those last couple of months inside of my relationship, that was horrible, because I had a partner who was his mind was out of control, and he didn't know what he wanted to do. And he was filled with so much negative, low energy thoughts, and not making any progress or improving or looking at life like it was never going to get better. After experiencing all of that, on top of that, me being sick, trying to get some money together to get the type of food I need to eat as I'm sitting here pregnant. I'm going to doctors. They telling me to get on bed rest. I ain't even got me a regular OBGYN yet. I'm over here seeing random doctors to make sure I'm okay because I'm bleeding, and all of this negative stuff, drama, sickness, ugliness, arguments with my partner. My relationship is breaking. I'm at the lowest point of my life, and I'm still managing to be positive all through it. And then finally, right before Christmas, just like a week ago, after those 2 or 3 months of me being in tremendous pain and frustration and hurt, smooth sailing. You hear me? I feel great. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I feel amazing. My life is stable. My baby is healthy. I am healthy. I am happy. I live where I want to live. I live how I want to live. I have immense joy right now because I was determined to take that pain and that fucking struggle and turn it into something amazing. And look where I'm at. I feel so powerful and so mentally strong and so happy. And all I want to do is share it. And then teach people how I got here. You can survive anything. You can motivate yourself through anything. I don't care what it is. It may not be what I went through. It could be something as simple as getting that promotion at your job. All you got to do is make up in your mind that that's where you want your life to go. And I promise you, you will get it because you've made up your mind. So nothing nobody else can say can take you off that. Your mind has so much power because this entire experience that we are having, all of us, it is a mind thing. Our mind controls our bodies. Our mind controls our life experiences. We are extensions of a higher power, and this power has given us control over our lives. But so many people don't realize that because they don't understand or have learned yet that it's a mental thing. Your mind is your most powerful tool. And the second you realize that, and you start realizing that you're not running on autopilot, that you are in fact the designer of everything that's happening around you, you will be just fine. Sometimes life is going to throw you some shit and you're going to be like, oh my God, I have no control. Yes, you do. Your control comes from how you respond to that shit. Because if you respond panicking in a negative way, feeling sorry for yourself, thinking shit ain't going to improve, it won't. Take the stuff that life gives you and sprinkle some positive shit on it. And I promise you, you will make it. Mark my damn words. Just try it. Stop watching negative shit on YouTube. If you don't like the news and how it makes you feel, stop watching that shit. Stop listening to low energy music. Fellas, stop listening to music where it's telling you women is bitches and hoes. And all they talking about is sexuality and money. Stop listening to it. Start listening to that shit that will elevate your mind. Hell, if you can't do that, matter of fact, just turn on J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar or Logic or something like that to where at least you're getting a little bit of positivity. And I promise you, the second you start pumping that positivity into your life will change for the better. You stop getting onto YouTube complaining about shit that ain't working right or dragging other people down, gossiping and shit. Your life will improve. And that's mainly what this shit is about. You figuring out life's algorithm. You might know Facebook algorithm. You might know YouTube's algorithm. Do you know your own life's algorithm? Because it starts with you mentally programming yourself to get the type of life you want. And you will get it every single time if you don't allow yourself to be distracted. Because my distractions is what had me in a Ford Explorer sleeping in the back of it. Someone else's perspective of life was my distraction. Focus on the life that you want to have. Do not factor in anyone else's opinion, anyone else's perspective, anyone else's life. What do you want? Focus on that. And then once you figure out what it is that you want, make up in your mind that that's what you gonna get. And I promise you, you will obtain it in no time.